What's good, YouTube? Welcome to the second video of the Balance Beam. Glad that you decided to stop by. Got a question for you. If you could swap places with your child just for one day, what do you think that you would learn about their struggles that you never ever thought of, or shall I say that you never grasped before? Ponder on that question. If you could swap places with your child just for one day, what do you think you would learn about your child's struggle that you never fathomed, that you never thought before? I know for me, asking that question alone, granted that I have young adult children, I can just remember the need to want to be there to protect all the time, all the time. But what I also thought about was another antecedent just to kind of put you in the mind frame of how you can possibly answer this question, because ultimately the goal is to implement a sense of autonomy so that whenever we get together, you can really decide what's best for not only your child, but more importantly, what's best for you. So, what I think about is a time where maybe you're in a forest like environment. It's really pretty, really quiet, really nice. And as you saunter through this forest, you hear laughter. And I know for me, when I hear a child laugh, even a baby, it signifies not just peace, but innocence, the sense of innocence that is there. So as you get closer and closer, through this forest, through this atmosphere, all of a sudden you begin to feel anger, anxiety, loneliness, and depression. And as you, again, go further into the forest, the reason you're feeling what you're feeling is because there's a child in the forest and it's your child. You take a seat beside that child and then you ask your child or that child, what does your struggle actually feel like for you? And oftentimes the answer, I know as a parent, we're not really prepared to either hear it, receive it, or even deal with it, especially if they are like, I want to say like middle school or even elementary school age. A lot of things that we don't think that they are aware of, they are. But what I do know from my own personal experience of being a parent, got two daughters and a son, is that oftentimes when they're really young, and even as they growing up to young adults, they really can't express what they feel and they're not really sure. And I know sometimes that comes about in a way of acting out, becoming aggressive, isolating, just different things that sometimes we may not really pay attention to. I know one of the things that really helped me as time went on, besides therapy, was the ability to communicate. And with that being said, as much as we would like to always protect them and be there 1,000 times, the reality is that we can't. Ultimately, we can just be there, continue to show up, continue to support them, but also have the mindset to understand that this is going to be a part of their journey. What we can do is foster them with strategies, coping skills, help them to identify their defense mechanism, and really try to help them understand why they feel the way that they feel, and then to help them implement better coping skills so that they can maintain, whether that be in school, at home, family outings, wherever the case may be. I also want to say another way of really answering that question for yourself, maybe go back to your own childhood and just kind of reminisce what you did and how you cope. And oftentimes they're mirroring they're mirroring us. They're little us. They're little people emulating their parents, and sometimes whatever their coping strategies or nuances were, they have a tendency to sometimes emulate how we cope as adults. So I would say, think about the communication piece. Think about always letting them know that no matter what, that we support them. And you probably already do that. So we support them, how much we love them, but really, really try to take aback of when they are brave enough, first of all, to trust us, because a lot of times we are competing with their peers in social media. So consider that and listen, be fair, try not to become defensive, but just listen, be that ear, be that extended vessel. And again, remember possibly what you were like as a child, maybe struggling and maybe acting out in various ways because you really was experiencing some things and you wasn't really sure about how to really articulate what it is, let alone be brave enough, because some children are actually afraid to talk to their parents. So these are just some things for, you to think of and to consider and just kind of reinforce that internally, I would say, with yourself. Hopefully this brought a sense of, I dare not say some understanding or